Philip Bacon is undoubtedly Australia's most respected art dealer. And the reason I say that is if you look at the group of artists who he represents, if you look at his client base, if you look at the great support he gives to a whole range of different art bodies, there's a level of engagement with the art world more broadly that I think really causes Philip to stand out.
I don't know what triggered my interest in art. We had a few paintings at home, but my parents weren't big art collectors at all. Why do people become priests or musicians? It's an impossible thing to say. It's some sort of spirit that moves you. My father wasn't keen on my going into the art business. He thought it was a ridiculous thing to even contemplate. I actually did what he wanted me to do, which was to join the finance industry. And it seemed as if it went on for all of my life, but I worked it out one day and I was only there for 6 months. Keith Moore at the Grand Central Gallery, he was my first boss in the art business. I worked as a gallery assistant and then opened for him a gallery on the Gold Coast. And he just saw the art business as another business. It was a difficult time in the 60s in Brisbane to run an art gallery. So I learned about enthusiasm. I learned about really hard work from him. He would be relentlessly hardworking to make a sale. It was quite organic and grew from a little sort of shop in the Brisbane Arcade to the best gallery in Australia, the most revered, most... he was my model. He closed before I opened here. I opened here because he closed. It was the opportunity when he shut down for those artists that he showed. He was a true pioneer.
What he got from Brian, of course, was a large group of artists who all of a sudden were bereft of a dealer in Brisbane. I think if the Johnson had have closed and Philip Bacon hadn't established a gallery, I think many of the great sort of names of modernist Australian art simply wouldn't be seen or shown here. Fewer of them would have been bought, of course, by Brisbane-based collectors. Fewer still would have ever been gifted to the public gallery, Quagoma.
But I never had a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan. I just wanted to survive. Having started on this journey, I wanted to do the best thing I could, the best job I could, showing the best artists that I could. And I don't know, it just seemed to roll on. I never wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be what I am, an art dealer. And to be an art dealer who works with an artist, it's a strange relationship. The fact that I've run a very successful business and that I paid them on time, that's kind of almost enough. I mean, I give them a forum, and in that they can perform. I do believe that my business anyway is best served by showing artists who've already got the runs on the board. I think it's an entrepreneurial business. Every exhibition that you take on is a step into the unknown because you don't really know how it's going to go. I don't believe in debt, so I've never leveraged anything. You have to consider the future after they've gone. They are painting pictures for today, but in their hearts they believe, they hope that it will be for tomorrow too, and great artists do. Great art goes on. My relationship with Margaret Olley was different to really any other artist. It was almost the earliest relationship, beginning in the late 60s actually. She was painting pictures, I was selling them. And as well as that, we had a really close, almost a maternal child-mother relationship in a way, although it reversed at the end. Why is trust important in this industry? It's because it's unbelievably unregulated. There's no requirement for trust funds. There are no contracts involved. There's no registration. Vast amounts of money transacted. If you break that trust, that nexus, then there's nothing left.
I think Philip is one of the most trusted figures in the art world because people who work with him and deal with him know that he's got their interests at heart.
There's no tricks, there's no shortcuts either. It's hard. You've just got to keep on doing what you're doing, and as honestly as you can. It's trust and honesty, and that's all it is. I mean, I'm not operating on cancerous brains. I'm in a wonderful part of the business world. I'm selling great things to people who want great things, made by artists who make great things. I mean, how fantastic is that?
People come to it because they trust the brand and they trust the person behind the brand. I know that this gallery is a destination for serious collectors around Australia, and for that to have been achieved under Philip's direction has been astonishing, and really that is a legacy to Brisbane.
How do I enjoy my success? By coming to work. I love what I do. I love my business. I think probably just keeping on and doing it as well as I can, not becoming stale. I mean, I've reinvented the gallery 3 times. The first major board that I was involved with was Opera Australia. That was fantastic. The National Gallery of Australia was another really fantastic board to be involved with, and I was the first, I think, only art dealer to be invited onto that board.
Philip is one of the best examples of philanthropic giving I think we have in Australia. But I think within his means, Philip is as generous as anyone. It's the diverse array of his giving. And really, I think what makes him get behind something is he sees an alignment of values, sometimes even an alignment of artistic judgment or taste, but more often, I think, values.
So it doesn't really concern me, you know, the Philip Bacon galleries will roll on. What will survive after me are the donations that I've made and the pictures that I've given to institutions, and the way I've been able to facilitate great things to happen in the areas that interest me.